Hi, my name's Keith Cooper, Northlight Images, and in this video I'm looking at what is meant by print quality. Well, I produced a video recently and a lengthy article to go with it, which has got lots of references in, which I'll link to in the notes for this video, that looks at what people mean when they ask about print quality. Now, the majority of people who ask me about print quality mean it in terms of, is printer X better than print Y? Does it give better print quality? Well, in that video, I look at all the different factors which affect technical aspects of print quality. And unfortunately, for most people, a new printer will not make your prints better. Now, I will come back to that because it's not entirely true all the time. But in general, when people ask, should I get printer X or printer Y, and they're broadly similar specifications, most people are not going to notice any difference between the prints at all. I have to write on the back of prints to make sure I know about this. So in a way, getting a new printer and learning to use it is covering the technical aspects. It's not about how your prints look, and more importantly perhaps how other people interpret your prints. So the basics of print quality, that question, will a new printer make my prints better? Well, it may do, but it's unlikely to be the key factor in it. There are all kinds of other things. Really, getting a new printer, you need to learn the technical aspects of it and get the printer to work properly. Once you've got the printer working properly, and that's using test images like this and color management and aspects of that, then it comes down to much less tangible matters, and it's really about your photography, your pictures, how you produce them, why you produce them even. So let's go to one of the basics, the picture itself. I'm assuming the picture you want to show as a print has some meaning to you or some purpose. Now, I'm a commercial photographer, so sometimes the pictures I take have relatively little meaning for me, but I'm still trying to convey an impression, a message, something that matches the person who's paying me to do the photography's vision and produces photos that match what they want. In a way, that's a bit easier because the choices are taken away from me. I'm filling someone's brief. I'm applying my creative input to it, and that's what they're paying for essentially. So when it comes down to making a photograph, a print, it's really about what the photograph is itself. And in terms of the picture, once you've captured it, I'm going to assume that you're technically proficient in photography, so you can actually capture an image that is of good technical quality. Then it comes down to what you're going to do with the picture. And a lot of that comes down to your editing choices and how you're going to process it and what you're going to do with it in terms of a print. Now, a print. The paper choice is key here. You essentially, once you've decided that an image suits a particular style of paper, that you want to use that, then you partially edit towards a particular type of paper. So for this print, it is on a heavy art paper. It wasn't made with this Pro 200 here. It's much wider. This was done on a 17-inch printer. I can't remember which one, without looking on the back. That's one of the key elements of the first video, was that printers don't actually look that different if they're good enough. So I would choose to edit this knowing that I have a relatively limited tonal range. Now, I've produced videos that look at aspects of which types of prints match different papers, how you might go about choosing papers, but it really is up to you in the end. It's a matter of personal taste. So glossier papers tend to take sharper images. Matte papers tend to take softer images. Well, that's a reasonable assumption to start with, but this particular image here is a harbour in Cornwall. It has got lots of fine detail in it. So I do want detail in this, but I still want an overall softness to the image. So I've chosen this particular paper specifically for that reason. That's why I've printed it on this. I've got versions of this printed on glossier, cooler looking papers, and I don't like the look of it quite so much. But that's the key to it. I don't like the look of it too much. If you can't decide which you like best, well, ask other people. Take other people's input. See what they say. See what they like. You don't have to go along with it. Yeah, I always ask people's impressions of pictures. Some I take notice of. Some I go, yeah, well, that's your taste. It's not mine. There's nothing wrong with that. So when I made a paper choice, and I said, I've got lots of things looking at papers, printing different types of papers and things like that. Edit for the paper. So low tonal range on this, higher tonal range on a glossier paper like that. One other bit on that, when it comes to detail, it's how you handle things like sharpness as well. Now, excuse me, I'm still recovering from about the old COVID there. But one of the things that you need to look at is sharpness, and it makes a critical difference to printers. Now, I'm going to be in future reviews and articles and videos on printers. I'm going to be looking at aspects of sharpness, enlargement, making big prints, all kinds of things like that. Now, I've written a lot, and I've got lots of videos on this as well, but I'm going to do some more stuff and tie in with this concept of print quality, because it is a pretty nebulous concept when it comes down to it. Now, this particular one, this is a big print. It's a big print. So, how does a big print compare with a small print? In general, people are more impressed by bigger prints, if your source image is up to it. Now, there are all kinds of ways of getting around it, and I am looking at things like Topaz Gigapixel AI, so I recently did some more testing of. That's in an article on the Northlight website, and that is a very useful tool, I find, for printing, as is sharpening as well. So how you handle things like that all make a difference for your prints. So essentially, there's an awful lot of print quality that has got precious little to do with the printer. Well, actually, not quite. That's if the printer's good enough. So to make a print like this, I need a big enough printer. To work well on papers like this and on papers like this, I want more inks. If I'm printing black and white, I want pigment ink. So yes, printer choice does matter. But that's one of the things I cover in the previous video and the article as well. So essentially, you need a good printer, you need to learn how to use it, you need to become technically proficient in printing. You then need to be technically proficient in your photography and your editing. It's a whole chain. And that, if anything, is the message I always try and convey to people, is that there is a chain, right, from when you pick up the camera and decide you are going to take a picture through to when the print comes out of the printer. That is print quality. It encompasses everything. Please do feel free to comment, add suggestions, because it's people's comments and things that give me ideas for videos that I need to do and things that I should cover. So thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. It's appreciated. Thank you.